This is Jeremy, aka Mr. Variety. I'm going to show you this neat thing you can do with stitch number 28 on the Husqvarna Viking J20 model sewing machine that I never really saw online, never really saw in a manual. But I'm like, hey, wait, I bet you I can do this. It's with the sock. So you take a sock and you take the long arm, you take the attachment of the long arm is around, and you remove it from the sewing machine. Take a sock and just wrap it around this part of the sewing machine, and then you do your settings for stitch number 28, which you can find that in the user guide. But you know what? I'm not going to be that kind of guy. The stitch settings is 4 to 6, so I keep it on 4. And as for that, you need press your foot number B. That's really like the most important part. Is gotta get it on the screen here. Maybe. Sorry. Press your foot number B. It'll focus. It will. Just give it a second. There we go. Press your foot B. Let's go back to that lovely view that we had before, though. I kind of like that. That's kind of wide. It's kind of narrow. Let's go wide here. So gives me some room to see what's going on here. And you can always zoom in later. I already put the top stitch above and the top thread above and the bottom thread below. So all I need to do is perform the stitch and be very consistent. You notice how this is still able to move? If I just bring my thumb up with it, then the fabric. The idea is to be able to move with the fabric. So it's a bit stretched out, but that's okay, because that's not a bad thing when you're dealing with a sock that you're trying to patch. So what I'm going to do here is make sure my speed is way low. I don't want to go faster than I need to. And the idea behind this stitch is pretty simple, but yet it's pretty dynamic. You literally got to start and push a button all at once. So I'm just gonna not talk, zip, while you watch this and watch exactly what I do on this machine. We're gonna start and then not talk. Oh, it might help if I put the dang presser foot down. And you always want to start further than you want to end, like way over here, whereas the hole is right here. So anyway, here goes nothing. I'm just going to go forward beyond where the hole is. Happy little sewing machine. Should be, yep, it's feeding that thread. And then when you're happy and you know it, just go and press the reverse button. Now it's going to go in reverse. Now your job, all you got to do is make sure this fabric stays good, constant tension while this thing is sewing. That's it. That's all you got to do. Look at that. It's automatically doing it. It's going to automatically reverse direction too. Again, just now it's going to go down toward me again. And we're stitching a patch right here. That's pretty cool. And then again, do not stretch it, but just maintain what's called easing the fabric. And until eventually it just wants to switch directions on you. It'll do it. I assure you. Again, just maintain the ease of the fabric. And then it's not the easiest thing to do in the world, but it can be done. This is probably why I don't sell it that can do this in the sewing machine manuals, but as you can see, it's doing it. It just takes an incredible amount of skill. And this sure as heck beats darning your own socks, Yep. Okay. Alright, dude. Just chill. Come on back now. You hear? There we go. It's not a perfect process on this big piece of cloth, but it's definitely better than hand sewing a bunch of stuff. And you'll be able to use this sock after the fact. It's not going to get the most consistent results in the world, but you know what? Can it do it? Yes. Yes, it can do it. Oh, now it's coming back this way. I'm just moving along with the machine. And that's it. Just moving along with the machine. Where it wants to go, that's where I'm going to let it go. If it wants to go a little further down, so be it. That's where it goes. But you just follow those motions in succession, and it will completely be doing this tractor stitch. What are we going to call it? Stitch number 28, a darning stitch. And it will literally be darning your fabric. I know this thing's bouncing the table with it, but whatever. We're still fun, man. Okay, cool. All right, where it needs to switch directions, and that's right where the tension needs to be. Again, not stretching it, but also not letting it completely go loose. This is the first time I think I've ever seen this done or mentioned anywhere, including the internet or whatever. And I guarantee you the people that are selling sewing machines are like, no way, that will not work. I'm like, really? What am I doing now? They're going to be like, yeah, you need to be, the people selling sewing machines are going to be like, yeah, you need to use some interfacing. I'm like, just need a little bit of finesse. And it's going to keep on delivering that stitch at the red, man. Oh, now it's going this way. Going this way now. I'm detecting it's coming back toward my direction. I'm not going to force it. Just going right with it. And it is sewing a predetermined stitch that will eventually end. And, you know, stuff. But not before it keeps on going. There we go. And I heard the little presser foot tick, 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 means it's switching directions, so switch directions with it. But this is pretty much fixing this sock. This huge hole in this sock. Now, is it a very sexy, very attractive, you know, stitch am I doing? No, but they're socks, dude. No one's gonna see it. Oh, I felt it shift again, so there we are. We're almost there, and eventually it'll say, okay, I'm done, like automatically. Yeah. Just again, all I'm doing is just easing the fabric to accommodate where this sewing machine wants to go. Okay, it wants to switch directions. I heard it kick the boot a little bit. I go, tick, tick, tick. That's cool. Cool. And this sure beats all the hand threading I could possibly do to do all the same exact amount of work. Really. I'm just easing the machine, dude. Cool. I kind of maintain a little tension with my thumb. Yeah. So you're watching it in video, but I'm seeing it in live action. Cool. Some live action sock work right there. Okay, go the other way. No, I'm still deciding which way to go. Okay, going out the other way around. Got it. The machine does most of the navigating. You just have to let it. You have to navigate with it. It's a beautiful machine. Very beautiful machine. By definition, it is doing what it's doing until it's done. Zero errors, my main person. Oh, there we go. Automatic stitch. And it broke the thread someplace, but that doesn't really matter to me, because look at all that work it did. And anyway, pull this up. And the bottom thread is definitely right where it needs to be, you know. See, because it's still feeding bottom thread there, you know. Just somewhere along the line, the top thread broke. But that's okay. This gets me further down the road for, and then what I do is take the extra stuff off the end and snip it, like that. But anyway, that gets me a good start, you know, right there for a patch along that edge now. That's really strong, you know. And I don't think the thread's going anywhere anytime soon. So that's just the basic idea. There's no process that's perfect. Obviously, you see there's no thread on this needle. I can demonstrate. Too close. No thread on the needle. Yep. There's bottom thread, so that kept on going, but there's no thread on the needle because it popped off there. But that's okay, you know. Because I have actually had a perfect run with this before. With this, had no problem, you know, feeding it all the way through and then having the thread still on the needle. So that's probably an easy patch right there. Just rethread the needle and keep on doing it until it's like, oh, you know. But this is good right here for now. And, you know, that's reinforced. That's just tough stuff right there. You know, and I did it all with the automation of this machine, you know. So I could probably do that last part by hand, you know, and just sew through there with darning technique. That's it for Neat Me. I'm just going to say, you know, for checking out this programming and seeing what was possible. I wanted to show the world that, and, you know, that it is a possible thing. And then I've done that at least on a couple of socks, you know, this being the second one. Look at that, that's nice. You wouldn't know that was done by that machine, but it is, and it was done so easily, you know. And that part, the heel, the part you bang on the most, right next to this part of the, or actually, that's the heel, but this part, it's right next to that part, so making that part stronger is just as important as making that part stronger. So, anyway, howdy-ho. I still got to fix that part of the sock too by darning it manually, but you know, eventually I'll figure that out. You know, I might decide to just like, yep, snip that open and then do that process on there and then sew it closed. You know, with a overcast and seam stitch that has both overcast and seam on it. But that's neither here nor there. Thanks for tuning in. This is Jeremy, aka Mr. Variety. Jeremy DeNovo. I have live streaming, but sometimes I don't feel like being on it. Sometimes it's there. So it's twitch.tv/MUSEEKFOREM. That's twitch.tv/MuseekForum for Variety Sessions Live. But right now is the holiday time, which means for retail, it's hell a day. Not necessarily, but, you know, it comes to mind. That it's kind of wild time, so I don't feel like doing as much live streaming around that time. Because I'm already live streaming like crazy, you know, around that time at the around the other office, so to speak. This is Variety Sessions. How's that sound?